How long you think it was gonna take before we got here? Now you gotta prove yourself all over again. Come on.
Ain't nobody coming, I've been gunning from 100 yards, trying to hit my mark, missing every time. This will be the start of the picture perfect. Watch you.
Mr. Terry, welcome back to terrific trifecta Terry Tuesday.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing all right, man. It's another day where you and I are going to get to do what we like to do: pick horses, talk about it, throw out our ideas, have some people pick them apart, have some people tell us they agree. Look forward to the comments. Who likes what and what races today at Parx? But before we get to that, I know what I like, Terry. Last night, had a very fun time last night with had a nice conversation last night with Hannah Leahy, who is now currently running over at Horseshoe, Indianapolis. I wanted to bring it up on the screen, but unfortunately, there you go. I had it already set up and everything where everybody was smiling, so we all looked good. But if you haven't had a chance to catch Hannah Leahy last night with myself and Sean on Horse Center, make sure you tune in for that, because there was one part in there I don't think you want to miss, Terry, and that's the potato chip review.
That's right. She did a great review on that potato chip. She gave it a 5, but then she gave it an 8, I guess.
She started with an 8 and then went to 5. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I guess for like presentation and smell and all that stuff, it got an 8, but an overall score got a 5. She's not a big fan of wasabi, apparently. But we're a big fan of Hannah. We want to see her in the winner's circle, of a young lady who you can just tell by the conversations that we've had with her is really taking her she's really taken that next step, as they say, in, when they ask professional athletes, for example, they say the mental game, right, is the key to being the best of the best. You can tell that she's really focusing in on that mental game.
Well, she's also very calm, which I really enjoyed, and very forthcoming. So it was really good.
Good morning, Christopher D'Souza. How are you? Another person who's seemingly getting on top of their game, too, we'll have on tonight, Sean and I, is Dylan Davis in the NYRA circuit, where he's been really successful, too. Yeah. So make sure you tune in. If you have any questions for Dylan, questions for Sean or I, or just some general insights that you want to add to the show, that'll be again tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. And Terry, if people do not want to miss shows like Hannah Leahy or Dylan Davis or any of the others that we put on Monday through Saturday most of the time, what should they do?
Well, they should subscribe to YouTube and then hit that little bell. If they hit the little bell, it'll tell them when our shows are coming on. And it doesn't cost anything to subscribe to YouTube. I know that 1 out of every 10 people that watch our show subscribe, and I think that you should be 10 out of 10. If you go to our Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and also Twitter, give us a thumbs up and a like if you like what you saw. Then we're going to get some more things that we can do on YouTube. So
well, just in general, we can bring more revenue. We bring in, I've made a commitment. We don't have any revenue yet. So for all those people who say we're out there shills, we haven't made $200 or something.
Maybe those people that say with their shills, they could give us some revenue.
It would be nice if they did. For sure. But once we do get that revenue, we're going to return all that back into trying to more products and stuff like that to bring to the table. Good morning, Daily Turker, but love the show each day, lads, from England, UK. All right. Good to join us. Thank you for that. Someday we might come out. I know next week, not this week, but next week, Tom and I are going to be getting up in the morning and we're going to do the Royal Ascot. So make sure you tune in for that. We should have some good picks there. We'll just take all the Wesley Ward horses in the short sprints and we'll probably look like geniuses or genii. Yeah. Is that how you say that in plural?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. All right. So let's go to race 1 at Parx today. It's a 1 mile, 70-yard affair on the main track. The main track is fast, even though it's sunny and nice there. They scratched the turf races today. They're all on dirt. The dirt is fast. So this one at 1 mile and 70 yards for a purse of $20,000. The profile of a 1 mile and 70 winner on the dirt course does have early speed. 29% of the time they go wire to wire. There is a significant, well, not a significant rail bonus, but a noticeable rail bonus. 2 through 7, they play fair. 8 and out, there's a penalty. There we bring some exclusive things to the table here. We do some simulations, 1,000 of them, using speed figures to create our own odds, looking for example here, overlays. We also want to see who's going to be where at the quarter-mile marker, what % chance they have to have the lead after they hit the quarter-mile marker, and then C-zone, something you won't find anywhere else that Christopher D'Souza loves. gave him a hell of a 9-2 yesterday in race number 2. Probably more, but it's the only one I can remember because, as Jay Marco says, this is the first thing to go. Gary, who's going to go today in race number 1 at Parx?
Well, first of all, there's lots of speed in this race. As you see, all of them have some speed, but appears to me that the 1 and the 4 has the most speed. The 4 has a pretty nice overlay. It's supposed to be like a little over 5-2 on the morning simulated odds, and it's 10-1 on the morning line. And then the 5 is supposed to be just under 2-1, and it's 5-1 on the morning line. The 1, 4, and 5 have the really good C-zone numbers. So there you go.
There you go. And Christopher D'Souza coming right out of the gate with the 4-horse. You must have been in my computer last night seeing that the 4-horse is on the top of my screen there too. We also look at the way horses like to run. That's what I call the pace worksheet. And here we see the 1, the 2, and the 4. Those have not been, at least in the races they've run so far, within 5 lengths of the leader at the finish line. So Christopher and I, we're going to need some big improvement out of Majestic Lion today. Although we see some numbers over here that hint we might see that. The 3, the 5, and the 6 are all so far have been closers. Early speed is the way, and it does look like the 4-horse has a little bit of advantage, although everybody but Frugal Jude has a shot to be the pace setter, as Terry mentioned in the simulation. Looking at the late speed, we do get a 7-point advantage for Majestic Lion. That's a pretty good number right in there. Then everybody else kind of falls off a little bit. So Majestic Lion should be close to the front, has a lot of late speed, does have the top early speed, late speed combination here. Oh, by 17 points, Terry.
Wow.
You get to 10, you better have that one in your picks. That one's 10-1 morning line. I don't know that it's 10-1 right now, Terry, but who do you see winning this race?
Well, I like the number 6 Road Call. He's a closer. He ran second versus similar in his last race, has never been out of the money at today's distance. Then Frugal Jude, number 3, he finished third versus similar in his last race after a slow start. The 5 Kane has a high percentage winning jockey, Ruben Severa in the irons. My long shot is the 1 Stella. He drops in class today, and the rail post is winning a 20% clip. I'm going to play a $1 double, the 6 with the 1, 3, 4, and 6.
It looks like Angel Para agrees with you. He says the 6 is going to win here, Terry. And Christopher agrees with me. The 4 is going to win here. I think the 4 is going to win. Has that huge early speed, late speed advantage. Also has the top last race speed figure. Going to drop in class. You can't pass what you can't catch. There's a lot going on with Majestic Lion. He's 7-2 right now. So still a little bit of an overlay according to our morning line odds. Road Call, the 6-8 horse, the one that you like and Angel likes, does have the our friend Chris Parmalu angle. Did finish second last time out. So only needed to beat one more horse to have already graduated, and did show a considerably better late speed last time around. Seti Settle, yeah, whatever, the 1 horse. That one has the top C-zone score in here. It should be close to the pace and does get the benefit of that rail bonus, Terry. And then finally, the 5 Kane is the top overlaid in the field, but the last race was pretty poor, so that one's going to need to rebound today in order to find its way into the winner's circle. So it looks like in race number 1, we have are they circling the gates yet, Terry?
Yeah, they're starting to go in, I think.
All right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So we just have a few to load. So then we'll go ahead and watch race number 1, and then we'll move on to race number 2. Yeah. While we wait today over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet, Presque Isle Downs is the free track of the day, as you can see down here. Kindly head over there with the link in the description down below. Hit the Presque Isle Downs, and you'll get those picks all for free today. They're all lined up for race number 1. According to our simulations, anybody can get the lead. Let's see who indeed does. Right now, it's it could be tough for that 6 horse, Terry, because he's going to be forced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide through the first turn.
Wow.
Now he's been able. Yeah, it's going to be tough. If he wins, he's a hell of a horse. He might win at 4-5. 4 horses on the rail with the 5 to the outside. It does look like the jockey on the 4, Jaime Torres, has a good hold on the 4 horse. The 5 horse right to its outside, Kane at 5-1. Those 2, yeah, maybe they're going a little bit too fast, though, Terry. 23-3 through the opening quarter. Although yesterday we did see them in the opening quarter at the same distance, run almost the same fraction, and the horses that stayed up front the entire way around the track. So right now you basically have 4 horses that are near the front. The 4 has a little bit of a lead over the 5. To the outside in the striking position is the 6 horse. Does look like the 5 wants to take command right now. The 4 does look like it's backing up. So now we get a sense of why the morning line was 10-1. You have the 5 horse. That one is going to looks like right now it's the one to beat because no one else is really moving a lot of ground on him. The 6 might. The 4 is trying to re-rally, which is kind of interesting considering he tailed off a little bit there. Looks like the 6 might be tiring a little at the moment. So the question is who's going to come at the end here. So right now I'm going to guess it looks like the 3 horse is moving the best late. The question is, can he get by the 4 horse before and ruin? He's going to get by the 4 and ruin my double, my exacta. What a weird race in this respect, Terry, because you have the 5 horse wins easy.
Okay.
It's going to go 5, 3, and 6. 5, 3, and 6. So your top 3 picks, Terry, are the trifecta. Unfortunately for you and I, neither one of us ended up with the trifecta, a winning bet there. And what's interesting to note, Terry, is the 5 horse here is the top overlay at 5-1 with a 3-2 morning line.
Yep, it sure is.
So keep that in mind, folks. That's why we do this. I mean, not one of these scores are the panacea for picking horses. You know, it's not the what do they call it? The covenant. What is that? The thing that has all the answers. I don't remember.
I don't know either.
Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant for horse racing.
Yep.
But it's the composite picture, and you're trying to put all the pieces together and make them work. All right. Well, we're going to go to race number 2 now, Terry.
Okay.
In race number 2, we're going to find that they're going to run 6 furlongs. 6 furlongs does favor early speed. About 30%, 35% of the horses go gate to wire, wire to wire, go to photo, however it is you want to term it. You guys can battle that out on Twitter and decide what the proper nomenclature is. I don't pretty much care for those fights. I like creative freedom. You do find that the post positions are fair 1 through 7, a little bit of a bonus 8 and out. As I mentioned, almost about 37% go wire to wire, Terry. So in the second race, if you're going to go wire to wire, it looks like Mazal 18 or Golden EIB microphone, hat tip to Rush Limbaugh, I guess. One of those 2 might go from gate to wire, go to photo, or wire to wire.
Yeah, if they both get a good break, they most likely may go head-to-head to that wire. The 3 is the only overlay, but it's a really nice overlay. It looks like it's supposed to be like 1 to
5. Yeah.
5, yeah. And it's listed at 2-1 on the morning line. The 1 and the 6 have really good C zones. The rest of them don't.
Yeah, I guess that's the case. So if the overlay works like it worked in race number 1, it looks like Golden EIB could be tough to conquer here today. With his racing talent on load from God. Get the 1 and the 4 here. Look like they want to be on the front, Terry, as E-types means they want to be pilots. EPs can be pilots or co-pilots. The Ps, they want to be co-pilots. The PCs are versatile. They can tend to be anywhere on the track, but more often than not, middle back. And then you have your closers. They want to come from off the pace. The early speed does belong to the 3 horse, Terry. Golden EIB microphone. So a closer that wants to move forward. We call that a left arrow horse around here. As far as late speed is concerned, that belongs to the 7 horse. Sweet Lily Factum, which is a closer in there. But pretty much all of them have a little bit of late legs in there. The early speed, late speed combination going to EIB microphone by a 5-point advantage. We didn't see that play out in the last race with the 4, but maybe we'll see it play out in the second on the card today, Terry. We both think that's what will happen.
I do. I think that the 3 is going to win this race. Finished 4th, beaten only a length and a quarter versus Tupper in her last start. And she switches to a high percentage trainer and has the highest speed rating at this last race. And then number 6, Poa of Love.
Power. It's like that Huey Lewis.
Love.
It's the power of love.
Yeah, that's right.
Come on, Terry. Sing along, baby. Let's go.
Karaoke
on horse racing today.
It's the power of love.
There you go.
She tried to run differently in her last race by going to the front and faded at the end. They now switch to a winning jockey, Sophia Vives, and that jockey may keep her close to the pace and close in the stretch to win the race using her preferred running style. Number 1, Mazal 18. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. The shorter distance may be a plus. The 4, Yellow Dress, is my long shot. She has won 2 out of her last 3 races at Parx Racing and has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4, 1, 3, 4, and 6 with the 1, 3, 4, and 6 with the 2, 4, 5 with the 10. And I want to say that yesterday that Rich had both pick 4s. So,
well, there was
there
3
we
of
go.
them. I had 2 out of 3 of them. They didn't pay a whole
you,
lot.
you only played 2, right?
No, I thought I played 3, but anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember. Maybe I played 2. I again, J. Marco's right. First thing to go. Golden EIB microphone is going to get the call for me here. Top last race speed figure. Gonna drop off the claim, which is a little bit concerning considering that the works are kind of blah. But if you look at the purse and you look at the price, it would be a profitable transaction for the connections. Mazel 18, that rail horse does have the best combination of early speed and C-zone. Also like the fact that it ran faster fractions last time out at 7 furlongs versus 6 furlongs. And the cutback in distance today could be the difference maker. The 6 horse, the Power of Love, did hold her speed a little bit longer last time out. And as you mentioned, Sophia Vives getting on there with that 7-pound weight break. If you want to understand the weight breaks a little bit better and how they work and what determines them, we talked about that last night with Hannah Leahy as well, because she's a bug too, about to lose hers. So you'll learn all about why it goes from 10 to 7 to 5, 10 to 0, and you'll get a chip review. So make sure you check that out. And then finally, Sweet Lily Factum, the 7 horse, is the most consistent performer in this field outside of the 3 horse. I'm going to go with the pick 4-2 here, Terry. As much as I like that overlay on the Golden EIB, I do think there's some opportunity for some upsets. So we're going to go 1, 3, 6, 7 over to 1, 2, 3, 6 over to 2, 3. And like you, I'm singling that 10, maybe regretfully in the back end. Maybe I should have singled the 3 up front and then went a little bit wider in the end. We'll find out.
Who knows?
It's the beauty of horse racing. It's the power of gambling, I guess. Race 3, they're going to go 1 mile and 70 yards. We saw that in the opener where it was kind of an interesting race where the horses were wobbling all over the place. The 5 horse, though, was near the front and then closed out that race with ease. So probably forwardly placed like we saw yesterday, Terry. Yep. Again, as far as the post positions are concerned, typically at 1 mile and 70 yards, the rail gets a little bit of a bonus. So maybe Sunny Saint could do better than expected than 3-1. 2 through 7 are fair. 8 and out get a penalty. So inside speed, Terry, in the first in race number. There's, again, a lot of speed here.
Here is. All the horses show some speed except for that 3. 5 has the most speed, but then the 4 and the 1. As far as the overlays, the 3 has a overlay of 2-1. It's supposed to be 9-2 on the morning line. And then the 4 shows like, supposed to be like, what is that? 5, just over 5-2. And it's listed at 6-1 on the morning line. They all have good C-zone numbers except for that 3, Mississippi.
Mississippi, but has 4 eyes and can't see, right, Terry? You remember that one?
That's right.
In race 3, we have look at this. You have a barbell race. You have 4 that want to be on the front. So that quartet, if they go too fast, they're going to open the door up for the 2 and the 3 to come down the lane late and run right by them. Speed has been the way. Though Sunny Saint and Louis Wish, there is a storm brewing. Marco Island, Illustrious, boy, they're all going to be up near the front there, Terry. This pace could be a little bit on the hot side. Then they should open it up for the closer here. Look at that, 15. The 4 eyes but can't see. Sure as hell can run late because it has a 15-point late point advantage over everybody else. Could be a few lengths behind, though, so it's going to have to use every bit of that, Terry, to find its way to the winner's circle. And it does have a little bit of an early pace, late speed advantage over the rest of the field. It looks like the only one in here, maybe you can X out, is Louis Wish. Although if it gets to the lead and does find some courage, it could upset this race. Terry, what do you say?
All right. Well, I like the one, Sunny Saint. He ran second versus similar in his last race. The rail post winning at 20% clip. As a trainer, wins 50% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. And he is a speedster, like you said. But if anything's going to catch it, I think it's going to be the 3, Mississippi. He ran 4th versus similar in his last race, and he was wide in that race. And now he returns after only a week off, which may mean the connections think he has a very good chance to win, as he has the best dirt speed among today's starters. Number 6, Marco Island, is my 3rd pick. Drops in class today, has the highest last race speed rating. He has the highest speed figure at today's distance and has a bullet workout on June 3rd. And then Number 4 is my long shot, which is There Is a Storm a Brewing.
Indeed.
He drops in class today and has a high percentage winning jockey. And I'm not going to play any bets in this race at all.
Unfortunately, from reading in a lot of what's going on in the commercial real estate world, it looks like there is a storm of brewing in the commercial real estate. I hope not. I certainly don't wish that upon anybody. In race number 3, as far as I'm concerned, Terry, I agree with you on the top 2. Sunny Saint should be better in the second Parx race. That increase its speed figure 2 consecutive times. So looking for 3 consecutive speed figure increases. So the horse is sharp. It might be getting sharper because it had a bullet workout between races. Mississippi, third up off the layoff, our good friend Big Boopo, who will join me tomorrow for Horseshoe Indianapolis, his favorite handicapping angle. Last time out showed much better early pace than normal. And sometimes this horse has, as we saw with the pace sheets there, some brilliant late pace numbers. So if it can move closer, short break, you never know. Illustrious, the 2 horse, a little drop in class here. Last time out, held its speed a little bit longer, but those fractions were a little bit on the slow side. It should get a comfortable trip with the tie for the highest C zone. It looks like fair odds. Marco Island, the 6 horse, top last race speed figure, dropping in class from Aqueduct. Does have a bullet workout in between races. And at Parx, though, this is the concern for me. With 7 times out, only 1 win. Nothing else on the board. However, that win was the last time the horse ran at this level. I'm going to do a 50-cent try. The 1, the 2, and the 3 over the 1, 3, over the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Hope to cash that one at least today, Terry.
All right.
Race number 4 on the 10 race card. Back to 1 mile and 70 yards. We've talked about the profile of a winner a couple of times. Early speed does well. Looks like you want to have a post position on the rail if possible. 2 through 7 do play fair. A little bit of a penalty. Again, it's like inside speed might be the way in race number 4, Terry. And that belongs to First Money.
That's right. It has really a lot of early speed. So it should get to their first unless it has some problems. If not, the 5 may give it some problems. And the 2 has a really, really good overlay. Look at that. It's supposed to be just over, what was that, about 1 to 5? It's supposed to be, and it's listed at 2 to 1 in the morning line. And then as far as the C zones, look at that C zone, 94.7. The 5 has a 92. All of them but the 1 and the, 3.
Dudley Dickerson, yeah.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. If you look at that, too, it's got really good numbers in both the C zone and the lead at the quarter pole.
And the sim odds. So that's a trifecta right there.
Yeah.
Got some comments to catch up on here. JT, thank you. It was a fun interview yesterday with Hannah. So if you haven't seen that, definitely going to be worth your time, as all of the Horse Center shows are. I've learned so much. And, one thing we learned, and also helped somebody catch a $95,000 ticket on Kentucky Derby Day, was when Larry Ravelli came on and his horse No Balls went on to win because he told everybody he was going to scratch it on our show. And when he left it in, everybody read that as 8. He thinks he's going to win. It's a $95,000 ticket for and I also learned in that if you see them holding the horse's tail at the gate, the horse is not going to get off to a good break. And every time we've seen that happen, Terry, they've not gone off to a good break. Yeah. So even though they're off the turf today, I'm going to go with race 5, the 3 horse, Hide the Ransom. That's coming up next. William looking for the 5 on the drop to overhaul the speed coming home. I guess that's in that last race number 3, Louis Wish. Race number 3, Christopher D'Souza likes the 2 to win in a 2-3 exacta box. And then Charles likes the 1 to win for fun. So how about that? So in race 3, let's look at this. We have somebody who likes the 5 horse, 2 and 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 in a 6 horse field. I guess that means, Terry, the 5 is going to be, the 4 and the 6 are the ones that are likely to win. So the only ones we all left out, right?
Well, no, I think I've got the 4 and the 6, right?
What I'm saying, though, is we and you have the 1 as our top.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yes. So everybody has a different thought on that race. That's a great thing about horse racing. It's that anything can happen anywhere. All right, let's go back to our way to the winner's circle for race number 4. We do see a pretty balanced race here. The 1 horse, Dr. Magic, boy, red across the board. It's not been close. Maybe it won't be close again today. Other than that, the other 5 horses, I like the shape pretty regularly. When you get that lone P in there, like that old Sesame Street, one thing here doesn't look like the others. That is the 3. Got the 2 and the 5 that want to be up front. Are they going to be up front? That's the question. Yes, they are. They're going to head out of the gates and make it a pretty fast race, perhaps. And they got a good advantage over everybody else. So 2 and 5 should be your pace setters, and they're one of them anyway. And then the 4 horse, Tequila Made Me Do It. Terry, do you have any Tequila Made Me Do It stories, or is something else your bad angel?
JD made me do it. Jack Daniels.
Yeah, I think beer, Jack Daniels, schnapps, whiskey, all of that stuff made me quit. And then the early speed, late speed combination, the 2 and the 5, the 2 front runners kick it out to the front, make it pretty difficult for the rest of them to catch him. William in race number 3 says he likes the 6 horse to win. So there you go. We got 5-4. Everybody. I mean, the whole race. We got somebody picking every horse in that race. So maybe you might want to go all in that leg.
Somebody's going to win it. I'll tell you that right now.
Someone's going to get it. Well, who's going to win this one? Who's going to get it here, Terry?
I like that 5 horse you talked about, Laytown. He finished second in his last 2 races, switches the high percentage winning trainer, and has a good 5 furlong workout on June 2nd. Then the number 4, JD made me do it. Oh, I mean, Tequila made me do it. He loves being the best man, finishing second in 10 races at Parx Racing, but may get married today. And his best start speed is fastest among today's starters.
Yes, because the tequila will be the one that makes him get married today.
That's right. You'll have a little too much of that. Number 2 is my
head off to the Elvis Chapel after that.
Yeah.
A few of those.
Yeah. Number 2 is my third pick, that other speedster. He drops in class today, has the highest speed figure, last race speed figure, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Marks a lot of boxes off. Number 6, Chip's Friend. My 3 sons' youngest boy. He has a high percentage winning trainer. And
now you're really dating yourself there, Terry. I don't think anybody watching who knows what My 3 Sons is. In the comment section, if you give us a thumbs up if you've ever watched My 3 Sons.
All right. Well, I watch it a lot. And anyway, because I remember it from when I was a kid. And jockey in this combo, his jockey, trainer and the jockey from Chip's Friend in the last 14 days has won 3 out of 3 starts. So they've been perfect. On this race here, I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 2, 4, 5. I'm going to single the 10 in the 5th, and then I'm going to go 4, 5, 6 in the 6th, and then I'm going to single the 3 in the 7th.
All right. So in this race, I'm going to start with that 2 horse first money, Terry. This is a top last race speed figure horse. It's a maiden special weight dropper from the New York Racing Authority, NYRA. So it's a track dropper as well. You can see the sim scores there are off the board. I don't think you're going to get 2-1 on that one. Dudley Dickerson missed by a neck at his lone try at this level at Aqueduct. So I think this is a little bit of a step down from a maiden claiming 40,000 at Aqueduct compared to Parx. All the other ones have been made in special weight. So I think this one is pretty close to a pure MSW dropper. Tequila made me do it, Terry. 2 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. Been effective at Parx. Ran there 30 times. It's still in the maiden, but doesn't like to win. 10 seconds and 9/3. So almost 67% of the time in the money. And really likes the distance too. 11 times out, miles 70 yards, 6 seconds, 3 wins. I guess he just likes to be in the maiden ranks because maybe he's having a little too much tequila the night before. Laytown is a track dropper as well, coming in from Turfway Park, but it is a class riser. Very consistent performer in terms of its speed figures. Very low ceiling, high floor. But the Parx workouts after coming over have been kind of blah. I'm going to do a superfecta, 50 cents. I think 2, 3 are going to be your winners off of the class drops in here, Terry. Then I'm going to put it all in the third leg and then 4, 5 on the back leg because the 4 or the 5, they can't finish second and third. I mean, they both can't finish third. So hoping for the price in the middle there. How long do we have to race 5?
We have 7 minutes.
So we have plenty of time then.
Yeah, and let me tell you that in race 4, Charles B., he likes the 5 horse. He says he'll get the lead. Gone say you don't want to be the other horses here chasing him.
Well, Laytown, but it looks like the 2 horse might be give him some fight out of that gate there, Terry. We'll find out about that. What's up, Mugger? How are you today? Nice to see you again. Appreciate everybody coming into the comment section. If you have any picks, Let us know who you like. It doesn't have to be just at Parx. It could be at any track today. JT is always sharing his turf wisdom with us at multiple tracks. We appreciate that. This race was supposed to be 5 furlongs on the turf, Terry, but they took it off the turf despite it being in the mid-70s and sunny over there. Maybe they are expecting rain, or they had some overnight. I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe something's wrong with the track.
Could be. I would guess that it must have rained overnight or something along those. I know it rained here pretty steadily yesterday, so I guess that would probably get out there overnight. In any case, only been one race at 5 furlongs on the turf. It don't matter because they're off the turf, Terry. A lot of red scratches in here. The only thing we can't talk about again is the early speed, late speed stuff in there, Terry. Tell us all about the simulations.
Well, the 10 looks like it's got the most speed. So if that horse can get out with no problem and outbreak the inside horses, should go to the quarter pole first. That 7 shows it could give it a little bit of trouble. The only overlay is a small overlay on that 10. He's supposed to be like, 7-5, and he's listed at 2-1 in the morning line. And then all of these, but the 3 have really good C-zone numbers.
So Charles is letting us know it rained pretty heavily this morning at Parx. All right, so the sun's out, track is drying. That's good to hear. As far as our race shape is concerned for the 5th race, let's take a look at that. You do see here a pretty balanced race. You got 2 closers in there. Otherwise, everybody else should be exactly where they kind of want to be on the track. Refund the Wriggler. That guy wants to be on the lead. That's where he's done his best work. And he might not get it, although the numbers are pretty close. It's tight from top to bottom. I'd expect them all to go out. Could make the 10's trip to the front a little bit difficult, Terry, especially in a short race. Being on the outside is going to absolutely have to clear. Also has the best late pace numbers in here. So not necessary as an EP horse. So getting the lead, it's not lead dependent, Diesel. So it could sit behind all the others and use those late run to come home first. Does have a 6-point early speed, late speed advantage over everyone else. Pretty tight race between the 10, the 11, and the 6. I suspect you're going to get the winner out of that trio, Terry. We both lean towards the 10 being the one to get the job done.
Yeah, I really think Diesel is going to do well. He won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer, and he has the highest last spurt speed rating in 6 Primal Doe Fear. I don't know how. Anyway, a fear horse. He has 2 out of the last 4 races. Number 3, Hide the Ransom. He switches to a high percentage winning jockey. His best start speed, doesn't really matter because we're not on the turf. And then number 7 is my long shot Refund Wriggler. He drops in class today and returns to the turf where he has won his only start at Parx Racing. And no bet for me today.
So JT Bruce says he's won on Hide the Ransom on and off the turfs. Big fan there today. He did mention earlier on that he does like that horse. Over here, though, not a fan. And again, that's what makes horse racing different than sports betting. I know there's a lot of folks who don't like horse racing because they don't understand how the odds work. But horse racing is more like the stock market or more like poker. It's you against the bettor, not you against the house. And when it's you against the public, the more work you do, the better edge that you can probably get versus trying to out blackjack Las Vegas. Ain't going to happen, right? And then race number 5, the 4 to win for Christopher D'Souza. See if aggrandize. Good morning, Barry Knight. Good to see you again. We'll see who we like in race 7 in just a couple of minutes here. As for me, I like the 10 horse here too, Terry. Diesel does have that early speed, late speed advantage. Went wire to wire in its last. Did show some better late pace in that, but slower fractions early on. Again, I don't think it's lead dependent. So I think it's the one that could get the best trip despite the outside post. Refund the Wriggler. Gotta love the alliteration there. It could be the pace setter if the 10 doesn't go to the front. Gonna drop in class. And I also like when the trainer and the owner are the same because I think they're a little bit more discerning when placing their horses. I mean, winning means more, right? When you're the owner and the trainer. Number 11, Big City Bob, similar fractions at 7 furlongs last time out versus 6 furlongs. I think going all the way back to 5 furlongs could really help a horse that looks like it might have a lot of endurance here. In Primordial Fear, better fractions last out, a neck away from winning 3 races in a row. Trifecta for me with the 2 horses I think will be on the front 7-10 with the 7-10-11. with the 3, 6, 7, 10, and 11.
All right.
How long do we have now, Terry? It should be
One-
closing in on that race,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty close. I'm behind you, but 1 minute. They're probably just about entering the gate.
Yeah, no, they're still kind of making their way to the gate. So
All right.
let's prep race number 7, unless there's something that you want to talk about, Terry, or race number 6.
No, let's prep it.
Race 6 in this area, they're going to go a mile and 70 yards for about the 5th time today. Mile and 70 yards favors early speed. The rail has a little bit of advantage. 2 through 7 play fair. A little bit of a penalty if you wear an 8 and out. So in the 6th spot, Terry, we're looking for inside speed. Again, another one of these races, Terry, where a whole lot of them can find the lead.
Yeah, 2, 4, and 5 has all speed here, and who knows really is going to get to the quarter pole? I don't have an idea about that, but the overlay that I see here is under even is the number 5. It's going to be a little under. Simulated odds is under like 4 to 5, and it's 2 to 1 on the morning line, and the 1 and the 4 has the most best C-zone speed, but most of these have pretty good C-zone speed.
So
except for the 5.
Albatross Allen says that by far my favorite bet of the day in this race, number 6, not normal. Can we talk about race number 2? All right, what race number 2 is about to come up, Magic. So here we go. Race number 2, right there we go. We both like golden EIB microphone. Then we're a little bit different after that with the 1 and the 6 flipping spots. And then the 7 horse for me on the back end. Horse going to be tough. 4 is going to be tough in here. Nice win. Bet on the 4, says Charles B. And Charles, you have the yellow dress in your picks. I do not, Mr. Terry.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the thoughts on race number 2 from a couple of people. Looks like they've got one horse they can't get it all the way in, though, it looks like. So be careful if they hold the tail on that one. I don't know what number that is. Is that number 5 or is that number 1? Don't want to go all the way in either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, you can see they're not getting into past the gate there, I guess. Oh no, it looks like I don't know. Are they in there smacking them? Yeah, it's the 4 horse, I think, that didn't want to go in all the way. So I think they backed him out and put him back in. Just be careful, Charles, that they're not holding its tail.
Well, I think it was Cody's Wish. They held the tail on Cody's Wish on that race because they even mentioned that.
And it got off to a bad break, right?
It did, but it almost always does. But it won that race. It won it going away. So,
well, I don't think any of these horses are Cody's Wish. Unfortunately.
No. The point I'm making is that there once in a while, if they hold that tail, it really doesn't matter. But a lot of the times when they do, that horse doesn't do very well.
So let's talk about while they try to figure out how to get these horses in the gate in race number 2. Let's talk about the pace setup for race number 6. And I do like right here the 6 horse that we talked about, your favorite bet of the day and not normal. That one is your lone P in between a couple that want to be on the front and a trio that want to be on the back. In this race shape, though, I would probably prefer the 2, the 4, the 6 over the 1, the 3, and the 5 because not a ton of early speed in here. Although the 3 that do have some early legs are going to get out and get after it. Assume Nothing also has some late speed in there, Terry, with the 83 points, along with the 89. Best early speed, perhaps. Best late speed, perhaps, for a left arrow horse. Those horses can be very difficult. Usually go off at some decent odds. The Assume Nothing, that left arrow horse, does have a 5-point early speed, late speed advantage over DeSantis. And then it's a 9-point drop off to Not Normal. So Not Normal is going to have to take advantage of what should be a good position for him to come home as the winner. They're still struggling, Terry, getting these horses in. So let's just try to run through our picks. I'll have my eye on the track. And if they do get going, we'll go to that. So what do you like in race 6?
Number 5, Assume Nothing. I like that horse. It's versatile. Can either run on top or come from off the base. Ran second versus similar in his only start. So how do I know that? He is closer, so the longer distance may help. And his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. I think I know that from the workouts. LOL. Number 6, Not Normal. He ran third versus similar on the turf, so it doesn't matter that he's not on the turf. In this one, his last start, he figures to improve while returning to the dirt, has a high percentage winning jockey and trainer. DeSantis is 4th, my third pick, won his last race at Parx Racing, has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 27% of the routes. He has an entry in the 2. Alta Fox finished third in his last race, has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Trifecta, 50 cents, my bet. 5-6 with a 5-6 with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, you don't need the 5-6 on the back end, right? Because
Yeah, that's true. I don't.
They can't fit. All right, so they're off in race number 2, Mr. Terry, and the 7 horse in there, Sweet Lily Factum, tried to break to the lead, but it's got a lot of company from the 1 horse Mazel and the 3 horse Golden EIB Microphone. With the 1 horse now, one that has taken control early on. So you got the 1 on the front, Mazel 18 with the 3 horse to its outside. So 7-2 over 3-5. The 7 horse is in 3rd place right now. Opening quarter 22-2 for a 6 furlong race. So maybe a little bit on the quick side. You do have now the 7 horse trying to make a move. The 3 horse is making its advance on the outside, is moving pretty well. The 6 horse on that rail down there, that one's really flying in there, Terry. So the question is, who's going to get the win here as they come through the turn? The 1 horse maintains the lead, although the 3 horse Golden EIB Microphone has edged itself in front. The 6 horse is going to try to make a move on the rail, although he's kind of flattened out a little bit there. And another race that's been kind of weird, man. The 1 horse that gave up the lead has since retaken the lead. The 3 horse that gave up the lead now is back up in front. So it's going to be 3, 1, 6, and 5. 3, 1, 6, and 5 is the order there, Terry. Unfortunately, in our pick 4, we both started with the 3. We could have gotten a whole lot better with the 1 and the 6. But the 3, another weird race where down the stretch horses are taking the lead, giving up the lead, and then retaking the lead. You don't see that very often.
That's right. Well, that 3, kind of bared out a little bit. So came and got him straightened out now. So here he comes again back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Pretty close, though, that race.
Maybe the outside's a little bit deep, and because you see when he went outside, then he had to kind of come back towards the inside to regain his footing. Yeah, 3-1-6 in race number 2. At least that's the way I see it.
And I have a little bit of correction in that 6th race. I said he ran 2nd versus Simmer in his only start. No, it should have been his last start. So
look out for the 3 horse in race number 6. Says Rachardo de Larengo. Says a favorite, and even at the 6 horse. Let's go back to race number 6. The 3 horse Baraturo de Oro. That's your favorite at even easy money, he says, in race number 6. That's a long shot in there, so keep an eye out on that one, folks. Always got to like those prices. And you got here an overlay, too, on that one, Terry, right?
Yeah.
So impossible for sure. I would have liked to see a little bit more green here. And then on our way to the winner's circle worksheet here, the 3 horse would have liked to seen a little bit more, but it's consistent up front. Maybe possibilities there. I hope it wins for you at a big price. And as far as my picks in that race are concerned, I have not normal, Terry. Who do you think is not normal on the show? Probably me.
Probably you, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably me. This is our good friends, Tyler Connor and Aaron McClellan. They have been very gracious to us at Penn National. We appreciate that. Did tie for the top last race speed figure. Won the maiden race with ease in its lone trip on Parx Dirt. Then tried turf. Going to come back to where it won with ease. And, I'm not a big fan of the Penn types, but this one ran at Gulfstream and then at Parx, so never made it to Penn. If it does make it to Penn, where Aaron and Tyler do most of their damage, probably make it easy work of the horses over there. Assume Nothing, the 5 horse, going to go long here for the first time, Terry. Going to take a class drop in race 2 off the bench, and did show significant improvement the only other time it made it a second up race. DeSantis, the 4 horse, does have the best combination of early speed and late speed, as we see here on our simulations. Yeah, pretty good numbers right in there, but I'm just not the biggest fan of maiden claiming risers. And then finally, number 2, Alta Fox, was a tough call for me over the 1, My Imaginito. But I do like the fact that it's going to be more forwardly placed versus the horse with the stronger C-zone score. They have a pretty big pick 5 over carryover today. I think it's like $250,000 if I remember correctly. So I'm going to take a crack at it, Terry, with the 5-6 here. Going to single the 3 in the next leg. So the danger for me is early on. And then after that, I'm going to go 4x4x3 to close out the back end of the, hoping to catch a nice price in one of those last, a couple nice prices, one of those last 3 races.
All right.
This is the race where I got the single in race number 7. In the lucky 7th race, they're going to run again 1 mile and 70 yards. We should have a pretty good taste for what 1 mile and 70 yards looks like at the 7th race on the day. It does look like Early Speed is holding in there. The post positions, again, looks like 8 is the only difficult spot for 1 mile and 70 yards. Maybe a little bit of an edge for Beyond a Million on the rail. Inside Speed, Terry, in the race number 7. It's just yet another race where if we look at the simulations, every single horse has a crack to be on the front.
They do, but that 9 shows the most speed with the 5 following up on that. And then the 3 has an overlay, supposed to be, like 4 to 5, and he's listed it 9 to 5. About 9 to 5 on the morning line. The 5 has the best overlay, I think. He's listed it just under 2 to 1, maybe 8 to 5, 9 to 5, listed at 9 to 2 in the morning line. And then most of these have good C-zone numbers. So all but the 3.
Mostly
and
green.
The 8, yeah.
Yeah, 5 horse has a nice combination. It's got that trifecta again of Early Speed, C-zone, and overlay. Does it also have a race advantage in race number 7? Get this, Jerry. You got the triangle with all the speed up front. I would say just if you're just a pace person and you're just looking how the race shape would lay out, I think you would be looking at the 6, the 1, maybe which one do you think is the best of the 3 of the 5, maybe the closer from the 8 if it's got superior late pace, maybe the speed of the speed. But I would definitely be looking at the 1, 3, 5, and 6 to see which one I like the best out of that group. Early Speed goes to the 2 horse. Though, again, a lot of company, only Pennants, the closer, doesn't have a score that's comparable to the rest. So pace could be kind of hot. Late Speed, you do see Pennants, the closer, does have a little bit of an edge over Fast Intentions. So just from this, I would prefer Fast Intentions over the 8 because it'll be in front of it with similar late speed. The combination of the beginning to the middle to the end, Fast Intentions, Beyond a Million, Pennants. A lot of those horses that are not going to be on the front do score out the best, Terry, but most of us went somewhere else as our first pick.
Yeah, I like our Tenderoni, the 3. She finished in the money in 9 out of her last 10 starts. She won 2 of those races, has a high percentage winning trainer, and this trainer wins 35% of the races when taking a horse down 2+ classes, has a high percentage winning jockey. Number 1 is Beyond a Million. She's my second choice. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 25% of the races in the second race after claiming a horse. And the rail post is winning 20% clip, and returning to a route should help this horse. Number 9, Tri-Board, is my third pick. She likes the track finishing in the money 53% of the starts with 27% winning of those races, and likes the distance finishing in the money 60% of the starts, winning 40% of the races. Number 5, Fast Intentions, is my long shot. She finished 3rd versus similar in her last race and switches to high percentage winning jockey, has the highest last race speed rating. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4. I'm going to use the 1 and the 3 with the 2, 10, 13, and 14, with the 9 singled in the 9th, and then I'm going to finish up with the 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9.
How close is that to an all? Did you just leave one horse out?
No, it's all.
And that's all? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, if you left one out, just circle that one, folks, because that would be your winner otherwise.
Well, they scratched the 3, so that's why.
You were able to go all right, good.
Yeah.
I hope you get to that last leg and that one of the big prices comes in. At least one that closes out my my pick 5 and your pick 4.
Yeah.
You got some thoughts here for JT Brew, race number 7, 5, Fast Intentions as his top choice. Yeah, you got all those. You have all of the C-zone, the percent lead, the overlay. A lot of reasons to like that horse. And then JT Souza likes the 4 in race number 7 with the yearly pace of 83. Sugar Streak. Look out for Sugar Streak is one that might be on your front there. I'm going to go with the 3 horse in here too. Our Tenderoni. Is that Bobby Brown, right? Way back in like the 80s.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think something along those lines. You got Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera. That's a dynamite combination over there. Batman and Batman. It's run at Parx 4 times. Hasn't won yet. Has a 2nd and 3/3. But all of those races that were higher levels. Also run at the distance 13 times, 4 wins, 4 seconds, 4/3 in 13 races. He's going to drop a couple of classes with this one. I think he's going to get the win here. Is when he drops multiple classes, 35% winner. That's a big number. Fast Intentions just missed in the last race with faster times at 7 furlongs versus 6 furlongs. I certainly hope the trifecta horse with all the simulations doesn't screw up my single in this race for the pick 5. But if you have a bigger budget than we do, maybe put the 5 in there with the 3. You'll take the ticket to $96. But if you win $250,000, hell, it's worth it. Assume Control, the 6 horse, better pace numbers from the beginning and the middle to the end of its last race, and one that is a candidate to show more in round 2 after a layoff. And then finally, Beyond a Million, that 1 horse, Terry, you absolutely have to have this horse in the race if you're betting like exactas, trifectas, that sort of stuff. It's an all or nothing horse at Parx. 15 times it's been out, 6 of them at 1, ran off the board in the other 9. At the distance, 7 times out, 4 wins and a second. Trainer Bobby Hawthorne, 25% of the time, he scores second off the claim, which is a significant alpha for a trainer that ordinarily wins at 14%. I've burned up a lot of my budget on the pick 5, so I don't have a bet here, Terry.
All right. Christopher likes in the 7th race, the number 4. He likes the EP of 83.
All right. In race number 8, they're going to travel a mile. It was supposed to be on the turf, Terry. It's not on the turf. Unfortunately, when they don't have a race of a mile, they don't put the data for the rest. I would imagine like a mile and 70, it's going to favor some early speed like it tends to do. Post position should be fair, except for maybe some of the outside post, Terry. In race number 8, if we are looking for some early speed with a lot of scratches in here, at least a handful of them out, looks like the King Cheek is going to be the one that has to be caught.
Yeah, that's right. He's got, good speed to that quarter pole, but the 10 might have something to say about it. The 10 also has an overlay, supposed to be like 5-2, and it's listed at 8-1 in the morning line. And that 14 has a doubles overlay. It's supposed to be even money, and it's listed at 2-1 on the morning line. All but the 3 have pretty nice C-zone numbers.
Let's see if all but the 3 have a nice pace setups as well in race number 8. Look at this, Terry. Most of these horses want to be middle of the back. I would suspect that you might see the ones that get closer to the front, maybe the 14 with that PC ability. So it's going to have some versatility. I think the 3 and the 14, looking at this, would be the 2 that I'd kind of want to focus on just from a pace scenario. They should get pretty good trips. Early on, Dalton, the 6 horse, the pressure horse, and the 10, French Toast, likely to head out to the front. The King Cheek should sit right behind that group there. 2 does need to be look like on the lead, although they should be the 2 that set the tone early on. The late speed belongs to Eben, the 14, that pressure closer type. I think it probably sits second, third, maybe fourth off of the leaders, tries to use that 7-point advantage to bring home the winner's check. Does have a 6-point early speed, late speed advantage. Although this looks again like a very competitive race. You got a whole bunch that are within 10 points of one another. The 1, the 3, and the 4, maybe you can scratch those ones off there. See if you can shorten up your picks a little bit, Terry. Unfortunately, you were in my computer again. You and Charles, plagiarists.
Well, I like the 14 Eben. He has won 3 races in a row, which is a high percentage winning trainer. The breeding suggests, which doesn't matter because we're off the grass. And he has the highest speed figure at today's distance. Number 2 is my second pick, the King Cheek. He was beaten only a length and a quarter versus similar as last start, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 31% of the races when taking a horse from a sprint to a route, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Spitester Red, the 13, is my third pick. He won his last race at Parx Racing and has a high percentage winning jockey. By long shots, the 10 French Toast. He has won 3 races out of the last 4 starts. I'm going to bet $6 to win on the number 14.
In the 8th race, I like the 14. We like them all in the same exact order. Eben, as you mentioned, 3 in a row, top last race speed figure by a wide margin. And again, one of the things I've noticed looking at race after race, if you see a horse that has like a 5, 6, 7-point speed number advantage over the rest in the field, either that horse has to come down or all the rest have to come up. And a lot of times those horses sometimes win by ease. And then you put on top of it the +6 early pace, late speed has the tactical in-race advantage. I think it could be a tough race for people to run down that 14. The King Cheek does have the best early speed, late speed combination. So the 14 is probably going to have to pass that one at some point. Number 13, Spitester Red. It's the first time we're going to mention a name that was dominant yesterday, Terry, and that's Paco Lopez. How can you keep Paco off your tickets after going 4 for 4 yesterday? Had a Wade Boggs kind of day. Finally, French Toast is a length away from winning 3 in a row. Did run some better fractions last time out. Cutting the distance today should help. I think it ran like a mile and a 16th in the race before that, a mile and 70 yards. I'm going to do a dollar pick 3 with that early pace, late pace, and the much higher speed number with the 14, singling it up with the 1, 3, 8, 9, with the 2, 4, and 7. Off to the second to last race of the day. You do see the 2 horse, which I think would have been a factor, scratching out. Again, a mile and 70 yards. I don't think we need to talk about the way to the winner's circle. Early speed on the inside, 8 and out, a little bit of a discount. Early speed belongs to the 3 horse, Terry.
That's right. 3 shows the most early speed, with the 7 and the 4 running up to it. The 9 is an overlay. It's supposed to be like 1 to 2 or something like that. And it's 3 to 1 on the morning line. And then most of these have pretty good season numbers.
So it looks like here Christopher D'Souza in the 8th likes the 4 horse with the 83 on the late pace. He launched the closers today. And I do think that is the only mount for Paco after yesterday, having that hot day. Although I suspect if anybody wants to upgrade, if they want to, if there's any reason to take one jockey off and put another on, I wouldn't be surprised to see Paco get that mount. So in the race number 9, you went through all of the preliminaries, Terry. In the early speed, late speed combinations here, we're looking at a race shape. Again, a lot of versatility in this one, with the 3 being an early pace, early speed pilot, co-pilot type. Probably can sit right behind here, but does have a lot of versatility behind the 1, 4, 5, and 9. I think this will be a positional race. You probably want to be forwardly placed. Of the PC type, Spice the Main Brace will be up there. Olivera will be up there. Malibu Star will be up there. Look at that late pace score on that one there, Terry, that 9 horse. 104. That is like a stakes race caliber type late pace number. In fact, the one that won the Belmont Stakes, I had made a note that it ran 122 late pace number. That was just so far off the charts that you knew it would like that mile and a half. Though Roan Mountain at a 104 has a pretty stiff number too. Late speed, early speed, that 9 horse Malibu Star, 14 points above everybody else. That didn't play out for the 4 in race number 1, but maybe it plays out for the 9 here in race number 9. What do you say?
Well, I really think it does, because that's my pick of the day. Number 9, Malibu Star. Won 4 races in a row easily. Has the highest last race speed rating. He's tied with another horse. Has the highest speed figure at today's distance. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. The number 1, Dreaming of Jerry, is my second pick. He's won 2 out of the last 4 races. The rail post is winning at a 20% clip. Has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Number 5, Loose Ends, is my third pick. He's always in the mix, finishing the money in all 10 of his starts at Parx Racing, and he won 3 of those races, has a high percentage winning trainer. Then I like the 8 as my long shot, ran second in his last race, has the highest last race speed rating. He's actually tied with Malibu Star, and has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to bet $25 to win on the number 9 Malibu Star.
I think that's the most I've ever seen you put on a horse, Terry.
Is
it you're supremely confident in Malibu Star, or you're hoping 3 to 1 at $25 to win?
Yeah, I am very confident in it. So,
but you got that 1 to 5 simulated odds. Everybody else is way up the board except for the 8 horse. Malibu Star does have that strong C-zone, big overlay in the sim, as we mentioned. Also a big fan of Parx, ran there 10 times, won 7 of them, came in second twice, can put together some high quality races. When you look through the early speed, late speed, mid pace, there's for some races where the pace numbers are 100, triple digits from all across the board. That's the kind of stuff that you usually see running in stakes races. I wonder what it's doing here. Alivare, the 3 horse, unbeaten in 2 at the distance at Parx. Going to take a little bit of a dip in class here. Number 1, Dreaming of Jerry, going to go back to a route. I think that should help this horse. At the distance 8 times, got 4 wins, 2 seconds, and a third. So my math says that's 7 out of 8, or 87.5%. And that rail does give him a little bit of an edge. And then finally, the 8 horse in here, Terry, Simovic. It's interesting to me that Frankie Pennington is on this one and not the 3 horse, which he had ridden before. This horse's last race was better than it looks, with better fractions. No bets for me because I am all out of money. I am rabbit-eared. Last race of the day at Parx is the 10th one. Hopefully it's one where I'm still alive in my pick 5, Terry's still alive in his pick 4, and we both can cash. That would be the ideal scenario. In race 10, 6.5 furlongs for the first time on the day. This one does favor early speed 34% of the time. Horses go wire, gate, or go to photo. Inside 3 bias for sure. 4 through 7 get squeezed. 8 and out is almost fair, Terry. So it looks once again like you're trying to find horses on the inside that can giddy up and go. And of the inside ones, Tankinator has the most, but boy, he's going to have some trouble with causes trouble.
Yeah, that 7 shows lots of speed. So he's going to really, that 2 is really going to have to break out of there good. The 2 has an overlay. It's supposed to be like 9 to 5, and it's listed at 5 to 1 on the morning line. The 4 is supposed to be around 7 to 2, and it's listed at 6 to 1 on the morning line. They all have fairly decent C-zones numbers, though.
Yeah, you got to like that 7, though. You see that big numbers like that. We've seen that combination where really strong early pace advantage and a strong C-zone. That one's not going to be afraid to get up on the lead. If it gets there, it's not going to be uncomfortable, and it could grow in confidence. Does it have a shot to get a lead according to some recency bias? It doesn't actually need the lead, Terry. It's a co-pilot pilot type. So it can let the 2-horse do all the early work and then try to close the show at the end. Does look like it can go on the front if it wants. Plenty of early speed competition and a little bit of a couple left arrow horses, at least the 8-horse, a left arrow horse, maybe even the 9-horse in here. Should be plenty of speed. Mr. Briggs, maybe not. Late speed belongs to Mr. Briggs, so that closer will be trying to close. Not maybe a lot of pace in here to chase down according to the way they like to run. So it might need a little bit faster fractions than we might get here. We ready? Another closer. All the closers dominating the closing spot. So they better hope the front ones go fast. We ready does score out as the top horse with Hope for Gold right in there at second. Tankinator, but a very competitive race, except for maybe Maxim Moment, even though that one's not all that far off. So I think the final race of the day could be a nail biter, Terry. It may be difficult for us both. We might be crossing our fingers as the horses come down to the finish for our pick 4 and pick 5.
Yeah, I'm not going to cross my fingers because I have all the horses in here in my pick 4. I felt this was a really wide open race, but I took the one, Mr. Briggs, as my first choice. Finished 5th in his last race after he had got a very slow start, and he should do better with a better start in this race. The rail post winning at a 20% clip, and he has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 28% of the claiming races she has an entry in. Number 9, Hope for Gold, has a high percentage winning trainer, and the distance won't be a problem. I like the 5 as my third pick. Maximum Moment takes a big drop in class today and has a good 4 furlong workout on June 3rd. And the 4, We Ready, is my long shot, drops in class today. It has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm out of money, so I can make no more bets.
Tankinator, top last race speed figure with better early speed, mid speed, and late speed numbers. Question for me is a little bit of a stretch out in here from 5.5 furlongs last time out where it gave up the lead. But if it doesn't give up the lead today, it could be your winner. We Ready, the 4-horse, is second off the claim for trainer Mario Dominguez. That scores at 28%. Horse has never been off the board at the distance, 3 times out. Split in ones from the win, place, and show. Did run better fractions last time out. And unlike the 2-horse, this one's cutting back in distance. So I think that's a benefit. Causes trouble, the 7-horse, best combination on the sim of early speed, early speed and C-zone. I do like that. I've seen that score many, many times. And finally, Maximum Moment, 5-horse, big drop in class following one race it fell. And then the next race, it really didn't finish at all. So you got to wonder if maybe that guy's hurt. Does have the most upside in the field. The last time the horse had a couple of funky races in a row, it did bounce in the 3rd race. Although when it had a couple of funky races in a row the last time out, it didn't fall down. So I kind of wonder what's going on with that horse. No bets for me, as like you, I am all out of my $100 budget. Here are our full picks for the day, Terry. In race number 1, I think the 5-horse one. In race number 2, the 3-horse one. So we're about to get going in race number 3. You see our picks there for the entirety of the card. Terry, if you want to help support the show, you can subscribe. You can hit the buttons. You can do all those things, but you can also head over to horseracingtoday.net. You'll see we have a lot of good content over here. And there is a link in the description below. You'll see our HRT gear link here. Kindly click on that. For the next couple of days, you do get free shipping. And you can look as fantastic as Terry with your Horse Racing Today gear. Or we even have some football stuff, water bottles, all sorts of ways for you to support the show, Terry. How do you like? I mean, your shirt's about a year old, right? How's it?
Oh, yeah. They're great. They go through the wash machine fine, and they come out just as bright as they were. And yeah, I love these shirts. I wear them all the time. So
yeah, I do too. And they're pretty comfortable, right? Even right out of the box, they're pretty comfortable.
Yeah. Now, Christopher D'Souza in the 9th likes the number 6, win, place, and show, $5. He likes that LP number of 101. And then in the 10th race, he likes number 4, win like 80 on the LP. So
yeah, he likes that 4-horse. All right, Terry. So what are we, a couple seconds away from race number 3 here?
Yeah, they're loading right now. So
let's go ahead and talk about race number 3. Here are our picks: the 1, the 3, the 2, the 6 for me, the 1, the 3, the 6, and the 4 for Terry. Looks like they're just about in there. I think you're waiting for the 5 and the 6. The 2-horse has since scratched, Terry.
Oh boy,
when did that happen?
I don't know. Must have just happened.
Yeah, so that changes my trifecta a little bit, right? It also changes to my pick 4. So do I get the pick 4 twice? How does that work?
Yeah, if the favorite wins, you do.
If the favorite, which is the 1 at 8-5 right now, but the 3-horse is your second choice at 9-5. Well, at least my trifecta bet now is only going to be $4, right? Yeah. I should have changed it to the superfecta. Well, the 6-horse probably going to have a tough time winning this race, Terry, because he just broke pretty poorly. You have the 4 and the 1; they're duking it out up front. The 5, 3 wide. Yeah, he's going to probably have. I don't understand why jockeys do that. You have a clean lane to the inside, and you go through the turn 5 wide. Does move in, and I'm not a jockey, so I can't. I don't like the fact that the 1 kind of drifted out of the first turn there too, unless there's some talk in the jocks room that the rail is kind of dead. Although we've seen a couple horses try to re-rally down there, but then give it up at the end. Opening quarter in race number 3 of 23-2. The 3-horse has now assumed the favorite status. It's about to move into second place behind the 4-horse. Right now, the 1 has about a 2-length lead over the 4-horse. The 3-horse is trying to close that gap a little bit because maybe the 1's getting away with too slow of a second half. We'll find out when they post those numbers. The 4-horse is now drifting to third. The 6-horse, the 1 with that funky start, is absolutely going to try to make its way to the front now. It's the 1 and the 3. The 3 has moved to the head here. In the it looks like it's overtaken the lead. Let's see if we get another one of these funky closes, though, where like the rail kind of died and the horse on the outside came back in at down the stretch. This race is going to go some order of 1, 3, and 6. It looks like 1, 3, and 6 with the 2-horse scratching. The 3-horse is looking for horses. It's kind of running all over the place. I don't know that it's going to open up the lane. So it looks to me like 3. I just hope that this 6 doesn't run down my 1 here in the final stretches for my trifecta. It looks like it might, but no, it looks like he finally got the 1 to switch leads. It's going to go 3, 1, and 6. I think if the 1 had switched leads a little bit earlier, he might have been able to get that done. So 3, 1, and 6, Terry, is your your final order for race number 3. We're both still alive, and unfortunately, we got favorite. Terry. Yeah. And then we got the favorite on the back end too. So
I spread in them first 2 races, and I should have just went couple horses, not spread. So
yeah, we could have gone single and then 2, and then well, for me, my pick 4. Well, I got it twice now because the 3 ended up being the favorite. So if it does come through, at least I get it twice.
Yeah, that's right.
So I might get $8 instead of 4.
That's right. That could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. Again, our total picks for the day. It's the way they line up for it. If you like what you saw, please kindly give us a thumbs up, like Philip Perkins did on Facebook. You can do that also on YouTube. Follow us on all of our social sites down there below. If you bet baseball, our good friend Picks with the Professor. There's a link down in the description down below. And one of the best horse racing memorabilia shops I've seen is Winning Touches. It's all horse racing. I know one of the styles that the kids have nowadays, Terry, is they wear socks with like patterns on them or like images on them. She's got a lot of socks of horse racing. So if you want to be like in trend, so to speak, go over there and get yourself some horse racing socks.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, I might buy some myself, Terry, and wear them with flip flops and just be like total old man gear.
Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here?
Well, I just hope everybody's having a good day and a good week, and I'm hoping that the weather stays nice for everybody, and we don't have many problems with that. Concerned a little bit about earthquakes here. We've been having lots of little earthquakes all up and down the western coast and out in the ocean. I hope that doesn't mean the big one's coming. And if you go ahead and give your loved ones a kiss and a hug and tell them how you feel about them, because you never know just what's going to happen in every day that happens. So live every day to the fullest extent. Do whatever you think is necessary, and do everything you can to live it fully.
That's similar advice that Steve Jobs gave. He's got a great commencement speech at Stanford. I would say Google it if you need some inspiration, or YouTube it. Steve Jobs at Stanford, where he mentioned that once you realize you're going to die, then you realize you have nothing to lose. So go out and achieve what it is you want to achieve. Of course, we hope that you also have God's grace and God's favor in that journey, Terry. Until we get back together again tomorrow, Charles and we will do Horseshoe Indianapolis. Till we do that, or tonight with Sean and I at 8 o'clock with Dylan Davis. Till we do that, we certainly hope that all of your events today absolutely end up in one place. Terry, what is that place?
It is the Winner's Circle.
Absolutely. Thanks again for joining us today. Look forward to catching you tonight and tomorrow. Have a fantastic, terrific, Terry Trifecta Tuesday.